What's going on, Orange people? MunchingOrange here, welcoming you back to another episode of our Pokemon Blaze Black Nuzlocke. And guys, in the last episode, our friend Moss, the Wurmple, unfortunately perished. But we made it to Striaton City, the home of the first gym, and that intro is a lot harder to do than I thought, but it's definitely fun to try out other people's intros. So maybe we can do that for the next couple of episodes of this series, try out other PokeTuber intros. So if you want to see some, let me know which intro you want me to try out next. But like I said, in the last episode, we made it here. This is the home of the first gym, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing today, because we're looking for the gym leader, but he's actually not here. He's at the trainer school. So if you want to challenge him, please go and find him. So if you guys are excited for us going and finding this gym leader, make sure to leave a like down below. And actually, before we get started on this episode, I just remembered there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. It's been a little while, guys. It's been a long time without you, my friends, since the last episode, and a lot of comments in the last video actually asked me to put on some face cam. And while today is not the day I will surprise you with this, maybe in the next episode we could definitely add that on, because a lot of people have actually been telling me to add in a face cam on this playthrough. I don't even know where I would throw it in the sidebar, but I'm sure I can find some place for it. The point is, I've said before that I don't really like doing face cam just because I feel like it's only cool when there's really crazy reactions, and Nuzlocke is definitely the place where crazy reactions can happen. So if you guys want to see a face cam, let me know in the comments down below, and leave a like. If this video can actually hit 2,500 likes, there will definitely be a face cam in the next episode, and maybe even in the rest of the series. So let me know if you really want to see face cam, guys, with a comment or in the like down below. But that is not the only update for today, because we are bringing back one of the best, one of the most fun, and one of the coolest segments that I ever did in our previous playthroughs, and that is the fan art spotlight, because a lot of people in this little break that I took from the game sent me fan art of this playthrough, and that is awesome because it's probably one of my favorite things out of the recent playthroughs that I've done. Uranium, Solar Light, and Lunar Dark, people did fan art for those games, and now with Blaze Black Nuzlocke, we've got some awesome fan art of our team. So far, we got Charlie, the Oshawa, and Pan, the Starly, and even some of Moss, the Wurmple, who, like I said, unfortunately died in the previous episode. But a moment of silence, I think, is the only thing we can do in order to move on. So to Moss, the Wurmple, you fought bravely, my friend, or something like that. But anyway, thank you so much for the fan art as always, guys. If you want to send in your own, you can do so at twitter.com/MunchingOrange. Just tweet at MunchingOrange. Or if you want to actually use a hashtag BlazeBlackFanArt, you can do that as well. And that way it's a little bit easier to find. But if you just tag @MunchingOrange, I've been able to find most of them so far, I think. Some of them do tend to get lost in the Twitterverse and the internetverse, but I tend to find most of them if you just put @MunchingOrange on Twitter. So yeah, that's usually the best place to send it. If you do somewhere else, then I don't even know, man, but that's probably the easiest way. So thank you again, and we can hopefully keep that going throughout this playthrough. But now, without further ado, let's get on with the episode. I'm sorry I had a lot of updates to get out. I had a lot in my system since it's been a while since we recorded this. But today we're heading on to the Dream Yard. The gym leader is actually not here. He's in the trainer school, or well, that's the way that we get the gym leader to come back. But we can actually do a little bit of training here in the Dream Yard before we get started. So let me make sure that our Pokemon are actually healed up. You can see we've got Charlie and Pan, and I actually want to mostly train up Pan today. So I think I'm going to put Pan up first, because if you guys don't know, this first gym is a little bit tricky. It's a little bit tricky in the typing that it is, actually, and it's just like Pokemon Black and White, where the gym leader can have one of 3 different types of Pokemon, because actually there's 3 different gym leaders. I think they're triplets. I'm pretty sure they're triplets. They can be either water, grass, or fire type. Something that's really crazy. No other Pokemon game, I think, has even attempted to do that again or done it before this one. But I thought it was a really cool idea, because it actually gives you a big challenge, since it is the typing that's actually good against your starter Pokemon. So because we picked Charlie, Oshawa, water type, we're gonna have to fight a grass type gym leader, and that means that Pan the Starly, being flying type, would probably be our best bet to even take down anyone in that gym. So I'm definitely gonna try to focus on training up Starly here, as we're actually going up against another Starly. And wow, I just realized this last here's name is Airy, which is almost my name. If you just add, you know, an EL to the end of it, there you go. You got my name, guys, because a lot of people actually spell it with A, but that's actually, well, I've seen, or I've met dudes that also have the name Ariel with an A, so A-R-I-E-L, but mine is spelled E-R-I-E-L, so There you go. If you ever want to call me that, I don't mind, just, you know, if it's the correct spelling, because I know a lot of people, like, they, I guess, alternate between them, or I don't know, they might not know exactly which one it is. The point is, right now, the music got tense because we're down to that red HP, and I don't even want to deal with that right now, so I'm just gonna not risk anything at all and just go out to Charlie here so that we can fight our Bay Airy. That's actually kind of weird. I don't think I would ever want to, like, date someone that had my same name. I think that would be kind of weird. That has happened a lot, though. I think, like, with the name Taylor, it's kind of common. Alex as well, I guess, is a name that you see a lot on boys and girls, and maybe even Sam. I've kind of met a lot of Sams that are chicks, but then there's also some dudes named Sam. There's a lot of names that could apply for both, and I just think it's kind of weird because, like, when you both have the same name. Then again, I think it's also kind of weird when people name their kids, like, literally their name as well, which is why I'm kind of glad that I didn't get my dad's name, because my dad and my grandpa have the same name, and I always kind of got confused. I don't know. I was like, why do you guys have the same name? Why didn't you guys just, like, you know, just be cool? Just give each other different names. I've just thought, or I've just realized that both sides of my family, like my mom's side and my dad's side, you know, my dad had the same name as my grandpa, and then one of my uncles actually has the same name as my other grandpa. So what is up with that? What is up with Puerto Ricans, man, just naming their kids the same as their dads? I feel like that's a pretty common thing in Puerto Rico. Or maybe it's just like a Hispanic or Latin thing or whatever. I don't know, but I've realized now that I could have been speeding up this battle the whole time. I just don't really like it because it gets kind of choppy when I speed up the battle, so I don't know. I like the smoothness of having, you know, all those attacks and stuff go very nice and smooth. And, okay, we're gonna need to take a moment here and chew this over with a Twix, because this next upcoming trainer is a big pain in the butt. And you might not know why exactly, but I'm here to tell you why. I actually bought some potions, by the way. You might have seen that there just now because I showed it. But this guy here, right there, this guy in the orange hat and the orange everything, this is Youngster Joey. And in this game, Youngster Joey is not only known for his top percentage Rattata, but he is known for his Flame Wheel Rattata. Flame Wheel Rattata. So we're definitely putting Charlie up first, because we do not want any of that. We don't want any of it, dude. My Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattata. No, really. Oh yeah, it actually is, guys. Don't even mess around with this kid, because this guy was actually probably one of the most iconic moments of the previous Volt White Nuzlocke, because he took down Snivy, our starter Pokemon, Banana the Snivy, with a Flame Wheel. I was not expecting it, and honestly, I feel like subconsciously, this is probably one of the reasons why I picked up Charlie or Oshawott this time around instead of Snivy or, you know, Tepig, because I don't want to deal with this Flame Wheeling whatever. I was gonna say a bad word there, but I'm not going to, because you gotta keep it PG for the kids, man. The point is, I am not dealing with this guy's shenanigans today. We're not having it. So I'm going for Charlie. We're going for Water Gun. And he's actually not even gonna try to Flame Wheel us this time. He knows, man. He knows that not to mess with Charlie and his water type. So there we go. Youngster Joey's down. A little bit easier than the last time, I gotta say. Oh boy. Oh boy, okay. I was a little bit scared there when I saw the Focus Energy first, because, you know, critical hits land easier. And critical hits are usually probably, like, the worst thing that can happen to you in a Nuzlocke, especially just because there's, like, almost nothing you can do about it. You're just like, alright, well, I guess you got lucky. Rats, man. Unlucky, dude. But anyway, now that we beat those two trainers, the main reason why we actually came to the Dream Yard here is for this guy. Like I said, the first gym is going to be Grass type, and while I think Starly is more than enough to take that on, we can actually do something a little bit special here as well. Hey, you! I don't like your girlfriend. No way, no way. That's not actually what this person's doing. What was the first Pokemon you received? Oshawott? Really? Then Pansear could be a big help. Your Oshawott does not do well against Grass-type Pokemon. Say, you want this Pansear of mine? Of course we do, because we're gonna get our fourth team member. Rest in peace, Moss. And that is gonna be Pansear. And because of Nuzlocke, the way that it works, gift Pokemon are apparently not a part of an encounter on a route. So later on when we get back to this area, we can still catch a Pokemon, but for now we actually can't catch anything here because we need the Cut HM, and we get that after the gym, so, or we have the ability to do it. But I thought of a name for this guy because he is a Fire Monkey, and I usually name my Fire Monkey Wukong, well, Monferno. this is kind of, you know, the son of Wukong. So it's Gohan. Because Goku is son Wukong's, and his son is Gohan. Anyway, this is Gohan, Panseer, Gohan, Charlie, you know, Pan, introduce yourselves. Oh my god, I've just realized I have 2 Dragon Ball Z characters now on the roster. What the heck is going on with me and the Dragon Ball Z references, bro? I don't know, but we're gonna heal up our Pokemon just in case here, and actually head off to the trainer school up next. Maybe we could actually go, yeah, I don't think we can go on to the next area, that's for sure, but we can definitely go to the trainer school because there's a little bit more training that we can do there. And I really think that we need Starly to evolve before we take on the gym, just to be safe, you know. What is this guy talking about? I don't even know. What is this trash can talking about? It's empty, so it's not saying anything. There's the item that I was thinking of, because I was like, I saw an item earlier, and I didn't even pick it up. So, what the heck, dude? These buildings are trolling me right now, because they just don't want me to get to this Pokeball, but it is actually going to be an X speed, and I don't think that's really, like, too helpful. Maybe, I don't really ever use X items, but I feel like they could be helpful. Like maybe in a Nuzlocke? I don't know. Maybe I can put some X items to use, but there's another item that we can get over here. That's a great ball. That's actually not going to be very helpful either. I don't know. I'm just trying to stock up on items because I know that I'm kind of scared to go into that gym. I'm even scared to go into the trader school because there's a rival battle going on in there, man. And every battle that's not just a regular trainer, I mean, unless we're talking like Flame-Wheeled Youngster Joey, kind of scares me. Because I don't want anybody to die, you know, so hopefully at least for this episode we can keep that going. We can't actually go on to the next route yet, so we have no other choice, guys. It's time to head into the trainer school and brush up on our Pokemon knowledge with Mr. This Guy. This trainer school exists to meet the demands of trainers that want to know more about Pokemon because they love them, and I love Pokemon. Do you love Pokemon? Because if you do, here we are in the trainer school. Oh god, this guy's reading us a book. No books! Would you like to take a... Yeah! Alright, which of the following items... Oh, that's definitely Awakening. That's definitely gotta be... Oh, no, it was Antidote, guys. Okay, the item that cures paralysis is Paralyze Heal, but which one... That's Parlez Heal. I've just noticed that says Parlez Heal. See, I've always just read it as Paralyze Heal because you know that that's what it's supposed to be, but it literally says Parlez Heal. Anyway, Awakening. Yeah, there we go. Since you know so much, I'll give you this. Hey, it's a full heal. That might be helpful. I don't know, actually. Grass Pokemon tend to just put you to sleep or poison, so I guess maybe it might be useful. Depends on what exactly the gym leader ends up having, but the most important thing in this trainer school here is Charin. Now, when a Pokemon is poisoned, its HP decreases while it's battling. Hey, Orange, have you come looking for the gym leader? Yeah, we have. He was here talking about Pokemon types until just a few moments ago. Maybe you walked right past him. By the way, Orange, we'll have you battle with me? Huh? Okay. Well, let's see how effective my items are. Or maybe I should test how well I can battle without items. Anyway, this is an indoor match, so let's battle without getting too rough. Oh, you mean like what we did in my room? We got rough and tough and you messed everything up? It was mostly Bianca, but, you know, we'll say that Charin had some part of it. But this is our first rival battle with this guy, actually. I think we battled, well, technically second battle, but our first battle, that's not like the first rival battle, you know, the one that always happens in every game in your room or right at the beginning. This is going to be our first serious battle with Charin, and he's going to start off with a Starly. I feel like I should have actually led off with our own Starly just because, like I said, I really want Pan to evolve before we head on into the gym, but either way, Charin here actually has Snivy, so we'll definitely be using Pan regardless. Moves that never miss, and moves that can attack first. There sure are a lot of different moves. Man, this guy is giving us just such good advice right now. You know what? We're going to put it all to good use, because Water Gun is actually neither of those attacks. However, it gets a critical hit, not really a necessary one. Apparently, Charlie's been just, like, beasting it with the critical hits. I know that, our friend Yu Narukami from Persona is back in the comments counting the critical hits, so that will be fun by the end of the playthrough to see how many Charlie can rack up. That is, if we can even beat this playthrough, because honestly, my confidence levels are not really at their highest with this Nuzlocke, but here comes the Snivy, his own starter Pokemon, and we have Pan with Wing Attack, which might even one-shot this thing, to be honest. Oh my god, it barely didn't kill it. Look at that. That's gotta be like 1 HP right there. And just to not risk it, you know, we'll go for Quick Attack. He was just talking about different types of attacks. Wow. Did that seriously not take you out? Okay. Okay, Snivy, I see how it is, and I like it, but at the same time, I don't really like it. So take that. Another quick attack. And you're dead. Losing to you means that I still have a lot to learn. Well, he's gonna get to learn him because by the end of Pokemon Black 2, he ends up being the teacher himself. He's not even like a student. So I guess Cheren did do a lot of learning. Anyway, use items well. Yeah, here's a hitting machine, dude. Because that's completely unrelated to what we were just talking about. But, you know, I gotta give you this because that's just the way Pokemon works, bro. You get HMs, you use them, and you move on. So now that we have Cut, if you guys don't remember, there was a cut tree back at the Dream Yard, but in order to cut down that tree, we actually have to take down the gym leader first of all, which you may have gotten a glimpse of over by the gym itself. So that's what we're going to be doing next. We still have a lot of time left in this episode, so we're going to go take on the gym, no matter how scared I am right now. Honestly, I'm not very confident right now, especially because Starly didn't evolve yet, but I feel like the gym trainers can give us enough experience for Starly, you know, to get to that level and evolve. I don't even know what level Starly evolves at, but whatever level it might be, I'm gonna go hit that hyperbolic time chamber with Gohan and Pan and Charlie's not really Dragon Ball Z, but we're gonna do it. Yes, I am a gym leader of this town, and you are. Alright, you want to challenge the gym. In that case, what was the first Pokemon you chose? Oshawott, I see. It's weak against grass-type Pokemon. I think you need to prepare to face that type. I'll be waiting for you inside. Please bring at least 3 Pokemon with you. The reason will be apparent soon. Is it just me or does it kind of sound like he's talking in riddles? Or not riddles, but he's rhyming unintentionally. Triple trouble, oh god! So like I said, these guys are triplets. We got Silent, the grass type, but there's also Chili and Cress, water and fire type trainers. And this whole gym revolves around, you know, water, fire, and grass type. But hello, I'm Clyde. I'm the guide for trainers challenging a Pokemon gym. We appreciate your challenging the gym. Take this to commemorate the occasion. Fresh water, because we're gonna be breaking a sweat soon here. Yeah, that's totally why we got fresh water, not because, you know, I'm the thirstiest in the community. Maybe that's why. Maybe this guy recognizes that I'm thirstiest out there, so he gave us the fresh water. But then again, it could just be, you know, because it's a healing item. And anyway, the way the puzzle works, which is not really a puzzle to be honest, it's kind of just like, alright, you just gotta push the button that the curtain is not very effective against, or that the curtain is weak to. But here's our first trainer. I'm pretty sure Starly is already up first, so welcome to Striaton Gym. Careful to taste the battle. I'll serve up the first course. Man, don't talk about food right now. Do you know how hungry I am? Do you know that I'm always hungry? You should know that by now. I feel like you should know that by now because I talk about being hungry every video pretty much, so why are you serving up a Slowpoke right now? I don't even know, but I've heard that Slowpoke tail is actually pretty delicious, so maybe that will be to our advantage here. We could eat some delicious Slowpoke tail, but actually not a very good Pokemon to be battling right now with Pan, just because, you know, we're not really super effective or anything, and it does have that water gun. It did a little bit of damage, 9 HP I guess, so we're not in any sort of trouble or anything, especially because it used Growl, so wow, are you serious, dude? Come on, Slowpoke, come on. Alright, well we got Yawn, but I know that Quick Attack here will take out Slowpoke, so now we can just switch out, because Yawn actually puts you to sleep, but it takes a turn to actually activate, and we really don't want to be falling asleep right now while battling this guy, so we're learning Double Team. I actually kind of like Double Team. I used to think that Double Team was kind of like I would never really use it, but I don't know why lately. Wait, what? What? We actually still got put to sleep? Oh, that sucks. I thought if we were able to take out Slowpoke that it would ask me to switch out before putting us to sleep, but I guess that's not really the case. Oh well, here comes Growlithe. I was about to call Growlithe Charlie for some reason. Maybe I feel like someone has had a Growlithe named Charlie or something that I've seen on YouTube because, I don't know, that just clicked into my brain for some reason, but whatever. Charlie is our own Pokemon, our Oshawott. Gonna do some quick work of this guy with our water gun, so yeah, there we go. The only bad thing right now is, of course, Starly is asleep, and Budew is actually the perfect Pokemon for Starly to take out, but because she's asleep, not really gonna be the easiest right here. I love that her eyes, like, the sprite eyes close when we're asleep. I think that's really cool. It's a little, very small detail, but I think it's really cool. So, Budew, honestly, even though we're asleep right now, we could use our full heal that we got back in the trainer school, but yeah, I kind of suspected that Pan would wake up sooner rather than later, especially when we got some water thrown in our face there with that water sport. Like, that Budu just helped us wake up, man. I don't know what he's doing, but he did not make the right choices there. So there's the first trainer. Now we just go to grass because, of course, that beats water. Not really much of a puzzle. Just kind of like, hey, have you played any Pokemon game ever? Do you know what a starter Pokemon is? Because I'm pretty sure even my mom knows the starter Pokemons. Well, at least she knows Charizard. I don't know. I feel like literally everybody, even if you haven't ever played Pokemon, you know, grass beats water, fire beats grass, water beats fire. I think that was the last one. The specialty of Striaton Gym, the full course. Trainer Deluxe, I am your second course. Ooh. That sounds kinky, and I totally want to know where this is going, even though I already know it's just going to be a Pokemon battle. Like, a man can hope, a man can dream that maybe it's going somewhere else. Maybe I'll go on my first date in years, guys. It's been years, guys, since I've been on a date. Come on, help me out here, waitress. Wow, the waitress. That's totally some Sunny in Philadelphia stuff right there. The waitress was our promised one all along. That actually makes it sound like we're gonna get married right now, but that is taking it way too fast, man. We need to slow this down. So Hoppip is her Pokemon of choice, goes down pretty easily, and we get level 14, which I think is actually the level that Pan evolves at. We are poisoned though, so that's the only bad thing right now. I'm totally gonna switch out to Charlie just so that we gotta be careful around these parts. We gotta be careful not to die to poisoning or whatever. Even though in this game, I think from walking around, yeah, I think since 4th generation actually, they changed it so that you actually can't die from being poisoned outside of battle, which is pretty cool. I kind of like that change. I know a couple of people might not like that change. I always thought that they should actually make your Pokemon wake up when it's outside of battle, because I feel like, as soon as you get out of the battle, your Pokemon should just naturally wake up from like walking around, I don't know. I always thought that, at least. Paralysis makes sense that it would stay around. Poison makes sense the way it is. Burn, I don't even know about burn, but we're just talking way too much into status ailments right now. Her next Pokemon is going to be Merrill, and actually her final Pokemon, so let's see how this goes. Spoiler, it's not going to end well for her. We actually already got level 15 off of this, so it's not like we can even really get that much. I probably should have brought in Starly. Just the problem is, Starly is poison, and I don't know. I would rather not risk anything, not risk getting critical hitted and then poison taking us down. So there we go. That's the last trainer. And yes, Starly is going to be evolving at level 14. Thank you very much. Our first evolution of Blaze Black Nuzlocke. I thought it would be Charlie, but because in this game starters evolve at 17 and not 16, it looks like that might take a little bit longer, but it's instead going to be Pan evolving into Staravia. Oh, baby. And with that, I think we're pretty much ready to take on the first gym leader. So open sesame, here we go. I am totally going to tease you guys because we are actually not going to be taking on the gym leader today. We will save it for the next episode. Pan's potential has been unlocked and evolved into Staravia. Will this newfound power be enough to carry Orange through the first gym battle? Find out next time on Pokemon Blaze Black Nuzlocke.